Hey guys, to start off the video I would first like to apologize for not uploading a video for a while. You see, it's kind of been like midterms, and for the past 2 weeks I've been having all this work unloaded on me. So it's kind of eating up all my time. So I hope you can understand. Anyways, today I would like to show you guys the deck that I talked about in one of my past videos, the Liquimetal deck that I've made since the pre-release of Scars of Meriden. Now, ever since that pre-release, I've been working on this deck, and I think I finally hit a good critical point. So basically, as you guys already know from my past video, this deck practically makes everything your opponent has an artifact and destroys it. So I'm going to walk you through some of the cards and why they're in the deck and how they work. So first, of course, we're going to need the actual card that the deck revolves around. 4 Liquimetal coatings. Next, the second key card that is needed, Manic Vandal. You would need 4 of these, because these get you really on tempo and start taking your opponent down almost immediately. Of course, the deck isn't very land heavy, and you want to get ahead of your opponent, so I find Tree Speaker is an excellent way to do that. Really ramps you up, keeps your turn 2 just in case you get your turn 2 Liquimetal coating. You can still play it, and it ramps you up in late game. Another key card that makes the deck more fluid and function well is Ancient Stirrings. A lot of people haven't caught on to this, but it's a beautiful card in this deck, because it can either get you the land that you need so you don't get screwed over for the whole game and fall behind, or it can get your Liquimetal coating. Or it can get you one of your bombs like your Sylvok Replica, your Rusted Relic, or even grab you something like an Elixir of Immortality to get all the cards in your graveyard back. An absolute beautiful card to have in the deck, though, is Acidic Slime. See, when you play this, you probably gotta get this ramped up by Draga Tree Speaker. But when you play this, you get to destroy a land, an artifact, enchantment. You get the idea. And to add on to that, it has Death Touch, so it can be a 2-for-1. Destroy one of their lands, enchantments, or something you made as an artifact, and kill later on a creature of theirs. Another one you need is Slice and Twain. It really does help, even though it's a lot of mana. Hopefully Tree Speaker can contribute to that, as maybe you're seeing now how good Tree Speaker is for this deck, and how much is needed. It gets you the card advantage because you draw a card after it, and really the instant removal in this deck is needed, of course. Other essential cards are of course ramp, like Cultivates and Harrows. Now, while a Cultivate might get you more lands to actually play and ramp you up more later on, one thing to think is Harrow will allow you to have 2 cards to use immediately, so you can like filter out your deck, have less lands in there for the late game so you don't get screwed over, and it can provide you 2 lands so that you can play something within that turn, while Cultivate might use up one of your turns. And this deck does want to be fast before your opponent does something like play something that you can't deal with, such as Sphinx or Draw Isle. Then we of course got our spot removal, Lightning Bolts, Galvanic Blasts, whatever you like. Usually I would go with the Lightning Bolt every now and then, because you will always get the 3 damage, while if the Galvanic Blast, if they mess up something of yours, you're only going to get 2 in, and you're not guaranteed to kill much with that anymore. You just get a shock. Sylvic Lifestaff is also a great card to have in the deck, because it does pump up the creature a little bit, but also gets you Metalcraft, and after a while you'll keep destroying all the creatures that they have, and it'll get pretty annoying for them, while you're just hitting them with something like a Manic Vandal or an Oxida Scrap Metaler. Obviously this card had the... Really? Obviously this card has to go in here too, because it's a bigger Manic Vandal and does the same thing, and it's just beautiful. But while you're hitting them with that, they eventually want to get rid of it, otherwise they're just going to lose in a stupid way. Well, they can go ahead and do that, because you'll reap more benefits. Also combos perfectly with Sylvok Replica. You sack it and destroy one of their artifacts or enchantments, and you gain 3 life on top of that. Woohoo! This is the part where you can get creative and add whatever you want, because the important stuff has already been added, basically. but I've had two pyroclasms in here because I find the deck's weakness is something like elves. They come out way too fast, so you can't beat them down, and the elves provide mana, so you can't just destroy their lands to stop them. Also, right now I have 2 Elixirs of Immortality in here, and that's to get back your Manic Vandals that you got destroyed and get everything back so you can do it all over again, and you get 5 life just in case to stall them a bit. And to do that as well, I also have 2 Nature Spirals in the just in case situation where they destroyed your bomb and you need it back, or just get back a Manic Vandal and destroy something that time. Now you can choose any of these 4 guys to be great bombs that really work with the deck, except for Engulfing Slagworm, because I just threw him in there because I don't have my second Horde Smelter Dragon yet, and obviously you're going to want to put this guy in the deck too. He's just so beautiful. When you don't have to waste a card to destroy one of the artifacts, and you pump up a already huge flyer that you have, he is so beautiful this deck. Getting him and my Liquimetal coating, really, that's what started the deck. I drafted that pre-release, and I made the deck afterwards. And this is what really started it. Other ones you can choose are Rusted Relic, which you'll get your Metalcraft, hopefully, from the deck. I'll show you some other sideboard cards you can put, or some cards to tweak with. And one of those are going to be Prophetic Prism, because it draws you a card, fixes your mana, and counts towards Metalcraft. But either way, Liquimetal Coating can either give you Metalcraft too, and this can come in and just start bashing them down. On turn 5, start doing that. Another one is Azuri's Brigade. This is just so beautiful. An 8/8 for 4 mana with Trample. What more can you ask for? So that's basically it for the main board. Other cards that I said I was going to show you just now are things you can put in your sideboard, and you can use stuff like Autumn's Veil to stop them. Perfect for the blue-black deck. Look at that. Perfect. Prophetic Prism. I don't see this ever being like... To put these in, I don't think the deck is going to be really competitive. There's no freaking way. But if you're playing with just a group on this deck, this draws you a card and it fixes your mana and gives you Metalcraft. Goblin Rune Blaster, get rid of the pesky manland, and start swinging immediately. They'll block with their creatures, sack one of their creatures, great, more card advantage for you, because you just want to wipe everything they have, and start pinging eventually. Other nifty little things can be a Naturalize, 2 mana for like a Slice and Twain that doesn't draw you a card, and that's fine. Also, going on the same tangent, Tel'Gelad Defiance. I don't see this ever doing anything competitive at all. Because in the past what I had was the elf that's protection from artifacts and as an effect, and I would make him, whatever their creatures were, an artifact with Liquimetal Coating and block with that guy. So my guy doesn't die, and it also weakens their creature that they attacked with or kills it. Either way. So this goes on the same kind of tangent, protection, and it draws you a card, making the deck a little more fluid. Molder Beast is also a cute little card to put in there because it gets pumped up whenever you destroy an artifact, which is obviously what you do throughout the whole deck. Duh. Carcopus Forger, 2 mana for 4/4, could be nice. Demolish, destroy an artifact or a land, just in case you don't have your Liquimetal Coating, still start taking them down. And you can throw stuff like Spike Shot Elder in there, whatever. Life Staff might help them out, start wiping stuff out. Totally up to you. Okay, so I hope you guys go out and try this deck, and tell me what changes you make to the deck, and how you see it doing. I would like to hear from you guys. I've been trying to get this more popular, and I've been doing that by word of mouth and playing it a hell of a lot on Magic Online, and I see how Magic Online is starting to catch on, and people are starting to enjoy it, especially in the casual room. It's starting to kind of dominate. It's not fun not having a turn 2 move, at least. So once again, sorry for not posting up more videos, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. And I'll come back next time with another video on a mono red deck that constantly wipes the board and gives you such advantage in life and the board, and that you'll never run out of cards with. So until then, I'll see you guys later.